I'm not going to start this video by saying welcome to the farm, because we're not actually at the farm right now. We're still here in the city. But we are going to be packing up a whole bunch of plants today and driving to the farm. So I thought I would start the video here and show you what we're doing and explain why we're doing it. So the plan for this year is to spend the whole summer at left field and to put in a fairly big garden, but I think this year we want to focus just on a couple plants and do a lot more of them. So we're going to do a lot of tomatoes, and we're going to do a lot of cucumbers, and we're going to do quite a lot of peppers, but not too many other things. So not me, Brent, started about 110 tomato plants. I'm not sure about the peppers and the cucumbers, but I'll check with him. At any rate, they are not all growing at exactly the same rate as you would expect, but a bunch of them are big enough that we could take them up and put them in the ground right now. If we hold off, the problem is twofold. One, we're not heading up there to start our summer season for about another 3-4 weeks, probably 4 weeks, and by then they're going to be huge. And also that's a lot of plants to figure out how to transport all at one time. So we're taking up about 7, maybe 8 trays worth of plants, mostly tomatoes, but a few other things, and we're going to try and get them into the ground this weekend. So let me show you what we're packing up and what we're planning to take with us. Just show you, these are the tomatoes that we're going to be taking with us today. And as well, we've got some basil, and we've got some marigolds, and we've got some tobacco, and we have some rudbeckia, and we have some cosmos. We didn't start the cosmos, but everything else Brent started from scratch. So we're going to load these guys up, maybe a few more, and get them into the truck. And hopefully in about another hour or two, we'll be hitting the road. All right, it's the next day. The goal for this trip is to get tomato plants put in the ground. Probably one of the next things we're going to do before we start planting is to get out the weed eater and chop a bunch of that down, turn it over, and then move the black plastic into that bed to stop all of those weeds from growing. Those aren't weeds that are there right now, that is cover crop, but there will be weeds, and so the black plastic should help smother those until we come up at the end of June and are ready to plant. All right, so didn't film any of the actual planting, but we did eventually choose a bed. for which the plants should all be put, and Brent, got them put into the ground.
Late at night when it wasn't hot.
Yeah, late in the evening, because plants prefer not to be disrupted in the heat of the day, and it's been really hot the last few days. So today obviously is not a hot day yet, it's a rainy day, and plants are all really super happy about that. But at this point we're going through putting in a drip line to irrigate the plants while we're gone, and then we'll go through and we'll put some strings down hanging from these poles that the tomatoes can climb up, and then maybe try to cover the whole thing with plastic. Maybe not, we'll see, we'll let you know. But should we go through and try to see if we can remember what got planted?
Got 35 tomatoes.
35 tomatoes.
Roughly a third of our total.
Our total inventory.
Maybe about a quarter, and 10 hot peppers, which were growing way too fast to leave at home for another month.
Okay.
A little bit of basil, a couple of tobacco plants, some rudbeckia for some color and pollinators. And we have about half of these are Pacific Northwest beefsteaks.
Yeah.
And probably half of the rest are taxis.
Right. And taxis are the yellow tomatoes.
They're mid-size. The beefs are supposed to be big ones, anywhere from 12 to 16 ounces. And the other 5 or 6 are a variety of cherry tomatoes. Some called pears, which are nice little yellow guys that are very sweet and look like a pear. And some bunch of Dr. C's, which are almost translucent, yellowy white. But in general, these are very happy tomato plants at this point, given that it was cold and like 10 minutes ago, and it's probably 20 already now. So, and it's May.
It's the very end of May. Getting close to June. So these 2 beds have all been weed-eated and then tilled. But the trick now is to get these beds covered up with plastic. There is a saying that Mother Nature is modest, and if you don't cover her, she'll cover herself, and her clothing of choice is weeds. So we are going to cover her with plastic and hope that some of the heat, that we get some heat in the next couple weeks, and that heat can maybe kill some of the weed seeds, just to make the weed management a little more manageable. So there's these 4 beds here. So then up here on the top half of the garden, where we already planted tomatoes and peppers, we have a little bed right in there that will get covered up. This one is going to get lots of straw put on it. And then the 2 garlic beds, I'm going to go through and try to weed them now, maybe add a bit more straw to them. And then this bed down here, I'm going to pull out the rest of those garlics because they are not a good quality stock. So that's the plan for today. So wow, that was a really abrupt ending to our garden videos. We did manage to go ahead and finish off all of those beds, got them covered in straw or covered in plastic, and just neglected to film for some reason. And then we packed up and we headed back home. So it's been a week or so that we've been back, and all the plants that we left because they were too small are doing really well. I'm going to take you around and show you those and what they look like. It's a super hot day here today, so let's go have a look at the plants that didn't go up last time but are going to go up in about 2 more weeks. Come on, let's go. So we have, I think, 7 trays of tomato starts, and there are basils growing in amongst them. Yes. All right, so we got a variety of mostly kind of beefsteak type of tomatoes. Taxis, which are yellow, a variety of actual beefsteaks. And then there's only about maybe 4 or 5 tomato plants in here that are small cherry style tomatoes that are just for snacking on. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I was correct. And up here on the table, we've got hot spicy peppers and marigolds and rudbeckias and tobaccos, and actually 4 more tomatoes, because everywhere you look there's tomatoes. And then sitting down over here right now is 5 trays of plants for our cucumbers. So I'm hoping to do lots of pickles this year. Little cucumber starts, those are more hot peppers, and those are more cucumbers. So funny story, here in the city we ended up with a bear in our backyard the other day that tried to get into our garbage and couldn't, but managed to knock over our little greenhouse of cucumber starts. So at 11 o'clock at night, we were out trying to extract little baby cucumber plants from the dirt and the rubble and find pots and put them back together. But I think everybody survived that. And there you go. Up at the farm, we have bears, but we thus far have not touched wood. Touch wood. We have not had them go after our vegetables. So there you have it. There's about 16 trays here all together that we're going to load up. There's also going to be a whole bunch of geraniums that we'll take up as well. I think that they are beneficial to the garden up there for pollination and also just making me happy. So they're going to come as well. And so the next video will probably be getting things all organized into the trailer and heading out. So anyway, sorry for the weird disjointedness of this video, but thanks for following along, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.